Hey guys, it's Cece, and today I'm here to talk about all of the books that I'm bringing with me to my senior year of college. So this is my final year. It's very strange for me. I've been in college for 3 years, I have one to go, and then I have to graduate and deal with life, and I don't want to think about that at all. So instead I'm going to talk about books. So I already have a ton of books at school. I always leave a few boxes of them in my storage unit when I come back home for the summer, so this is not all of the books I will have access to at college, but these are the ones I have with me that I'm bringing now that weren't there before. And I have 3 categories. The first category is books that I'm planning to use for my thesis that I need. Second category is books I have already read that Janelle wants to read. And the last category is books I haven't read that I really want to read this semester. So let's just start. So the first category, as I said, were thesis books, and the 2 that I'm taking with me are Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn and Room by Emma Donoghue. I've already read Gone Girl. Clearly I marked it up plenty. I have not read Room yet, but I want to use this for my thesis. My thesis is kind of in flux right now. I thought I knew what I wanted to do, and then I didn't. Now I kind of want to use this, but first I have to talk to my advisor. So I am taking my mom's copy, and these books are both going to be with me at school, and even if I don't end up using this for my thesis, I'll still probably be reading it this semester because I wanted to read it for a very long time. The next category I want to talk about are books that I have already read that Janelle wants to read, so I'm bringing them for her to read, and the first of those is a graphic novel, and that is American Born Chinese by Jean Luen Yang. This is a fantastic graphic novel. I super loved it. Last year was the year that I really got introduced to Jean Luen Yang and his style and his writing, and he just creates really beautiful graphic novels. Clearly I talked it up enough that Janelle wants to read this one, so this is coming with me. Another one that I'm taking for Janelle is None of the Above by I.W. Gregorio. It's a YA contemporary, and it is about a lead character who discovers that she is intersex, and it's just kind of all about that. I read it last year and absolutely loved it. My passion for it has waned slightly with time. I don't know if I would still give it 5 stars, but I did still really enjoy it, and I still think it's very informative about what intersex means, and it's still a pretty well-written book, so I'm still excited to pass this one on. Then we have Ask the Passengers by A.S. King, and I'm so excited to pass this one on to Janelle. This one is a story with a lesbian lead character. It is YA contemporary with just hints of magical realism. Magical realism element is that the lead character, she sits on her back porch and she looks up at the planes that fly overhead, and she just kind of sends her love to them, and she sends her questions to them, and basically they hear her, so you kind of get to see what's going on in their heads when they experience the questions that she's asking. But mainly it's about her dealing with the fact that she's a lesbian and how she's going to process that. It's kind of a coming out story, but it has some background queer characters as well, and is overall just a really good book. And the last one that I've already read that I'm taking for Janelle is Two Boys Kissing by David Levithan. You guys know, if you've watched this channel, this is one of my all-time favorite books. I just think it is absolutely breathtaking. This book follows the story of multiple boys who fall somewhere on the LGBTQIA+ spectrum, whether they're falling in love or out of love or are on their own or are trying to break a record. There are a lot of stories, but it is narrated by a Greek chorus of the generation of gay men lost to AIDS, and it's just breathtaking in writing style, and I cannot wait to pass this one on as well. This is one of my most tabbed books. I just love it. I love it. You guys know I love it. I can't wait for Janelle to read this one. I live with Janelle, by the way, if I didn't say that at the top of this video. Okay, now on to the books that I haven't read that I'm bringing for me to read at some point. First up, I have 2 books that I received from Interlude Press, and those are The Rules of Ever After by Killian B. Brewer, as well as Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. I just barely talked about these in my July-August haul. Not Your Sidekick is a superhero story about a girl named Jessica Tran. She gets an internship for this supervillain. The lead character is a bisexual Vietnamese girl, which is all kinds of right, and this book comes out September 8th. And The Rules of Ever After has already come out, but this book is doing some awesome work with the Trevor Project. If you want to hear more, go watch my book haul video. But I'm very excited to read both of these. I think they'll be pretty quick. They're really small books, but I'm excited to have both of them still. I'm also bringing How to Buy a Love of Reading by Tanya, Egan, Gibson. This book was on my TBR for the month. There are a few books that were on my TBR for the month that I'm definitely not getting to, but I couldn't leave them all behind, so I'm still keeping this one, mainly because I've owned it for over a year now and haven't read it, and that usually doesn't happen with me. So I'm taking this one with me. This is basically, I think it's like contemporary women's fiction, and it's about a girl who doesn't like to read, so her small town gets together to get someone to write a book specifically for her so she'll love it. It sounds a little bit silly, but I'm still excited to read it, and I had to bring it because I've been saying I was going to read this for a very long time, and it's time that I lived up to that promise. I also have The Book That Won't Stop Traveling, The Other Typist by Suzanne Rindell. I have had this since I was in London, and I keep taking it back and forth. I brought it back from London, I took it to school, I didn't read it. I brought it back so I could read it this summer, I didn't read it, so I'm taking it back again. Hopefully I actually get to it this time. This book is sort of a thriller. It takes place in New York City in the 20s, and there is a typist. He records confessions, and then another typist shows up, and they sort of start to fall for each other, and there's also thrillery aspects. I don't know, I've had this for too long. It's really time for me to pick it up and read it. I'm also taking 20th Century Ghosts by Joe Hill. This is a collection of short horror stories. I love Joe Hill's writing in Horns, and I've really wanted to read more by him, and I decided I would take this as a future like October read. I'm kind of collecting scary books that I'm putting off to read until then, and I think this is one of the ones I'm going to read in October because I've really wanted to experience more of Joe Hill's writing, and I think that a short story collection is a really good way to do that. I'm also bringing Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I also just talked about this one in my recent book haul. I don't know how I haven't read this yet, and it's time for me to read it, and I'm going to be reading it very soon. I don't think it's going to take me long. It's YA contemporary, you know, it's got the big YA print. I'm going to get through it super quickly, so this is definitely near the top of my TBR. I also have You Will Know Me by Megan Abbott. I just couldn't leave this one behind. It is also a new acquisition. There are other books that I've had for far longer, but I just couldn't leave this. I have to read this. It is a thriller about gymnastics, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I could not leave it here. I want to read it too much for me to leave it here. And the last book that I am taking with me, hopefully, I have to pack still as of filming this video, so hopefully this is going to fit. But my plan is to also bring My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jodi Meadows. This is like a historical fantasy. It's supposed to be very funny. This came in my June Owl Crate, and it's been getting incredibly good reviews. It's too much. It's too much for me. Plus, Janelle really wants to read it, so she's like, pack it. I'm trying to get it there. But I really can't wait to read this one, even though it's a big hardcover and it's thick and it's gonna weigh a lot in my bags on my plane. I'm gonna try to bring it anyway. Okay guys, that is everything. Those are all of the books that I'm planning to take with me to New Jersey to my senior year of college. I am pre-filming this before I go. I should have a couple of videos like ready to go for my first week of school just so I can settle in and figure out a filming schedule. So as of watching this video, I may already be in New Jersey. I'll probably tell you down in the description if I am. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything that I'm bringing with me. You will see a lot more once I set up my bookshelf and set up my new filming place at school. But I hope that you enjoyed seeing everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!